Hello guys, welcome to the next video of Android Basics. In the previous video, I uh, told you about the Android Studio and the all the functions of the IDE. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add some basic views and how to connect them to code. So let's start. To add views, you have to go in your XML file of your activity. So that's present in your app, res, and layout folder. Just double click on it to open. Now there are two ways in which you can add the videos in Android activities. The first is through XML from here, and the second is through design view from here. Now I'm going to demonstrate both the ways on how to do that. So let's start with text XML mode. Now we have a relative layout here. I'm going to change this to linear layout. And we have the orientation as horizontal. I'll describe in some time what this orientation tag does. Now along with this orientation tag, there are two more tags that are compulsory for all the views in Android. They are layout width and layout height. They are pretty much self-describing. The width describes the width of a view and height describes the height of a view. Now we're gonna add two views here, a text box that is text view and a button. So let's start. So I'll type text view. As you can see, Android Studio adds these two attributes automatically, so you don't have to type them. I'm gonna set the width as wrap content. I'm gonna set the height as wrap content. Let's give a sample text to this text view to make sure that this is properly added. Android text. Hello everyone. So as you can see here in the preview pane, you can see the text view is added here, and you can see the text that we just hard coded into a text view. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna insert a button, and when we click on a button, we're gonna change the text of this text view. So to do this, first of all, we'll add a button. Wrap content, wrap content. Uh, Now we have to set a text to this button. So I'll just type click me. You can see the changes reflecting on the preview pane right here as I'm coding the XML here, building the XML here. Now our views are added. Now this orientation tag defines, this tells the linear layout in which format do you want to add the views. Do you want to add them one after the another in horizontal fashion or a vertical fashion? Now if I change this to vertical, they're going to be added one below the other. So that's what the orientation tag does. Now to connect these components to our code, we have to assign an ID to each of the views, because this is an XML file and we are gonna code in a Java file. They don't have any direct relation, so Java files need to know the IDs. Java files need the IDs of these components to access them from the code. So to set an ID, we'll type Android ID. Let's say text1 Android ID. Sorry, button1. Now our IDs are set. So we're gonna be that's it for the UI for this tutorial. Now I'm gonna show you how to add a button or a text view from the design perspective. So I'll just switch to design. Now if you have used Visual Studio, you might be familiar with tools palette, the component palette right here. Same. So if you want to add a component, you just click on that, just drag and drop, and it will add it. You can set the properties from here, and Then you can also modify them here. So as you can see, the button is added with width as a match parent, so it's matching the parent width, and the height is wrap content. I'm just gonna remove this. Now to connect the components to the code, we have to open our main activity Java file. So that's present in your Java folder inside your app below the first package. So double click on it. This is an auto-generated code by Android Studio. This onCreate here is a lifecycle methods. Along with onCreate, you have several other lifecycle methods as onStart, onPause, onResume, onDestroy, etc. You can just go on Google and search them out. I'll be explaining about these lifecycle methods in detail in the videos to come. Now, to link those views here, we have to create two objects. Text view. First is text view. So I'll just create a text view object. Then I'll create a button object. Now we have to initialize these objects here. So text view equals to text view find view id dot id dot text1. So that was our id assigned to the text view. Now what we're doing here is we are there's an inbuilt method of this app compared activity class that is find view by id. What this method does is it retrieves the I retrieves that particular view of that ID, and then it typecasts it to this view object, and then it assigns this retrieved object to this object right here on the left side. So I'm just gonna initialize the button in the same way. Now what we have to do is we have to assign an on-click listener to this button. Now you can do this in your on-create method or your on-start method. It's a good practice to do this on on-start method, so I'm going to add an on-start method here. So as Studio is based on IntelliJ, it has very nice IntelliSense, so it automatically adds most of the code. So you don't have to type in everything by your hand. So it's very helpful. Now to add an on-click listener, we have to type button, that's this object dot set on-click listener, and in the bracket we have to type new viewer or on-click listener. So it's gonna add the code automatically. As you can see, this is an interface, so the override method is automatically added. So you don't need to type this. Now in this on-click method, what we have to do, text view dot set text hello Android. So that's it. So we have created a basic view. We have initialized. We have created the objects for those basic view. We have initialized those objects, and we set an on-click listener for that button to perform some operation on the other object, that is text view. Now I'm going to show you how this looks. So I have my phone connected already. I'm just gonna okay. Yeah. So I have my phone connected already to my Mac. So we'll just click on view. Okay, now we're gonna run this app. You can run the app by clicking here. Now it's building the Gradle. Okay, build successful. It's installing the APK. Let's see. So that's our app. It's not clear. Just a minute. Yeah. So that's our app. It has a button. Click me, and it has a text view. Hello everyone. So if I click on this, as you can see, it changed to Hello Android. So that's it for the today's video, guys. This was a basic video for adding the views. We'll be creating more videos soon, and we'll cover more concepts on in those videos. Till then, if you like the video, please subscribe to our channel as well as like our page. Thank you.